Hey guys, welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters. Wow, I just nearly blew my own eardrum off there. That was a little bit loud. Yeah, we're going to be bringing you, as you may have guessed, there's a lovely Daniel Klein. He's joining me here. Some League of Legends, we fixed it overnight, and awesomeness.
And I don't actually hear myself. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you give me some me? Because I have nothing on my headphones right now.
You really can't hear yourself?
Nope. Very, very silently. Yeah, okay.
You should be able to.
As long as the stream can hear me, I think I'm fine. I know what I'm saying, generally. All right, cool. So, we should be good to go. I'm sorry very much, guys, for yesterday. That was obviously not how we wanted it to go. A lot of heroic people in LA have been working all through the night, and we had a couple of test games today. We are very, very certain that things should now be all right and good to go. So we are going to launch to that first game that we set up yesterday, Joe.
Woo! 24 hours later.
For 24 hours, that's what we did.
24 hours. So the system is, of course, we saw for the last, the schedule was one group yesterday, one group today. As of such, we're now going to play two groups in one day, which is obviously a challenge, but we're up for it. We're up for it here.
We're going to compress the awesome into one day.
Yeah, so instead of spreading it through the day, we're going to run the round one games all at the same time. You know, so there'll be two games going on at the same time, and we're going to pick the best out of them. We'll go through them on a game-by-game basis as we get going. But I think we're almost ready to go. We do have 10 players in there. We have a Chinese observer. We have Daniel in there as well. And now we're just waiting for the Chinese guys to say that they're ready, and then we're going to kick this one off. Don't forget, guys, you can find the group stages themselves, how they look, and the schedule as well over at intelextrememasters.com, which is obviously a site which you want to be checking out regularly, because all the news, all the photo galleries, stuff like that, all going up there first. And Daniel, one thing that you really should do is go into your Skype options.
Actually, turn it to D&D. There we go.
Yeah.
That should be good enough.
That should work out. That should be good.
So we're in the game. Very good. All right, Timo, observer. Very good. Everything's looking all right for me here.
So far, so good. It is the same bans and picks as yesterday. If you didn't tune in for that, we're going to run you through them. The bans for IG, they were Invictus Gaming. They're a Chinese team going up against CrossGaming, who are a team from Hong Kong. And IG banned Fiddlesticks, Lee Sin, and Oriana. CrossGaming banned Singed, Nocturne, and Vayne. So, there were the bans. The picks for IG, Gangplank, Janna, Annie, Rumble, Ash. And then the Super AoE team for CrossGaming, Morgana, Galio, Cogmore, Amumu, and Sona.
So, very, very standard picks for IG. They are going to try to run a normal standard game. They feel confident that unless CG can pull off their strategy perfectly, they have the advantage that they have stronger solo champions. CG, on the other hand, will only want to fight if they have more than one champion in the fight, and if they all have their ultimates ready. And then they're just going to pile them on top of it. Sona stun, Amumu, Root, Morgana stun, Galio, what's it called, Taunt, and Cogmore is just going to sit there and the whole time
pew,
W
pew,
pew,
pew.
Pew, pew. I do hope that they have a good Cogmore skin here, and in 10 seconds we should be ready to go into this game. Oh, Joe, I'm so happy that this game is finally starting. As I was basically in between worrying about how we can make this tournament work, I was still thinking about this game and how amazing it could be if CG actually pull this off quadruple AoEs, and at the same time how vulnerable they are. Basically, IG just have to make no mistakes and they've won this game, right? CG need to really make IG commit to fights that they shouldn't commit to. Otherwise, it's going to be IG's game. And this is going to be...
we're in the loading screen, so I'm going to stick us in game.
Yeah, very good. The first game with two Asian teams. I don't think we know either of those teams really at all, do you?
No.
I don't.
I'm not going to lie. All I know, CG actually had one player who played APE in lane or Karthus. That's all he could play. Apparently he's gone home now, though. No. So we won't get to see that in action. But that would have been a nice thing to see. But unfortunately not. But we are in game already, which is sweet.
Very good.
So
it's going to be a little bit laggy for the first 20 seconds. That's one of the problems that we couldn't get rid of, but it should be fine afterwards. All right. Okay. So apparently Morgana has some rune issues. Apparently. I don't think that's... You know what? If they pick the wrong rune set, I'm going to have to say tough luck for them. We're not going to remake because somebody picked the wrong rune site. All right, Annie was at the base charging up her stun. A stun? What's a stun? She doesn't have a stun, she has a Tibbus. That's charged up right now, so she could be looking for the level 1 fight, while the rest of her team is making sure that the enemy doesn't invade and take their raves. This is an interesting position here at the Dry Bush, Joe. I have not seen a team camp there before. And it looks like IG are positioning themselves rather offensively. They want to catch CG transitioning through their river.
Did you hear any game sounds, by the way, yet?
I did not, no. Let me just make sure that that's not sounds, is it? That's sounds. The game sounds are on, so I don't know. Maybe something in the mixer? At any rate, even if we don't have game sounds for this first game, we're just gonna finally make this game happen. Worry about these little last touches in between games. And now IG are actually inside the forest on CG side. And oh, CG may find them all. They're split up. They're grouping back together. Oh, they're in the tri-bush. Does IG know this? There is the gangplank buff. And oh, very, very good stun there on Annie. She's going to be a little bit behind. She cannot AoE stun all of them. And it looks like they're going home. Amumu is blue pilling. Morgana is blue pilling. So a tiny little exchange, Joe. Inconsequential, really. And they're just going to allow IG to take red.
Yeah, they're going to give that one up. No real hanging around for that one. I guess they weren't quite fancying that whole level 1 fight. And as you can see, the red buff being picked off by the Gangplank there, who's going to continue to steal away this jungle. This is going to be a nice early advantage for IG once these Wraiths have gone down as well. But you can expect Gangplank to get himself away. And it looks like we're going to have the AD carrier support in top lane?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. I have seen this a couple of times in TSM and CLG when they try to trip up the LT, but oh, Sona is in big trouble. She did not know that Gangplank was coming here. She has to flash. There's a flash from Rumble. Good slow on her. A lot of damage, but they can't go into tower range at level 1. That is just too much damage at level 1, so she's going to be safe for now.
And in the middle at the moment, we do have Annie against Galio. Down on the bottom, Ash and Janna, your standard lane down there, and against Morgana. So, you know, that AD carry lane is actually split up at this stage.
That is strange. That is really, really strange. Rumble may have some trouble against Cockmore and Sona there, because he is, of course, melee, and he needs to get in melee range to get a couple of last hits. Morgana is not melee, but she's still playing it very, very safely here. She knows that if she gets a slow from Janna, she will take so much damage. Yeah, and there's Janna trying to put that slow on her. She's playing this safely. She will have Black Shield very soon. And looks like Gangplank may be coming to gank very soon here in top lane. He is coming through the river right now. They don't have a ward here, I don't believe. Nope. Team CG does not have a ward.
Game sounds, there we go.
Oh, yes, I hear something. Yeah, very good. And Gangplank's still waiting here, still waiting in the wings. Actually, I may have to go and quickly turn down music a little bit, because I think it's quite loud. Let me just do this really quickly. That's music. There we go. Let our voices be the music, all the music that you need. Annie is not going to put the Q on him while he has a shield up, of course. That would be a waste of mana. And oh, good damage here against Rumble. It's going to have to be very, very far back. Gangplank is coming top again.
It's warded, though.
Yeah, it's warded. Yeah, very good. Let's have a quick look at CS. I don't think I'm going to miss first blood. I don't hope so. So Rumble 8, CS Morgana 8. Both solo lanes are seriously hampered by this. But the general, the accepted wisdom is that in a solo versus 2 lane, you're going to start having an advantage. Oh, and there's Annie coming in for a stun on Sona, and that should be first blood for Team IG. Very good here. Cockmo has to flash out. He is ignited. He goes down as well. And that's a double kill there for Team IG.
Wow.
Beautifully done. I did not see Annie come up there. She fooled even me.
Yeah, the double stun really caused a lot of problems there. And obviously that Annie, super move. And I'm not sure whether that was just not called out from CG, but certainly IG doing a great job of getting themselves up there. Who was it who actually pulled the first kill? I know Gangplank got the second.
Annie got the first
Annie got the first kill.
That's very good for them.
Yeah, very good for this middle lane. She is now slightly behind in terms of level, but that's going to be catching up anyway. And obviously with getting that first blood, she's got a big advantage. Down at the bottom, Morgana having a real tough time of keeping things together. You can see that Janna and Ash just chipping away. on the on that turret, and that's a nice shackle landed there. But again, Morgana can't get too close to Ash. That just won't work out for him from Morgana on that bottom lane. Meanwhile, in the middle, we are going to see Gangplank coming around. Okay, Galio's backed away. Wise move from the Hong Kong-based Galio player. And I don't think we kind of ran down the teams in terms of the names of the players, which we probably should do. They deserve some recognition rather than just calling them as champions. So for IG, we have Whites, Mikako Tabe, Chris, M. Luffy, and Xiao Xiao. And I'll let you go around the other team.
It's Domho X on Galio, 76 Toys on Kog'Maw, Ana 2K on Amumu, King BB on Morgana, and Sukyu on Sona. And Chris is saying WWWW. He's playing Janna, so he definitely wants to shield someone, right? Is that a shield? No, the shield is E. W is the slow. I'm bad. He wanted to slow someone. But don't do it in chat. It doesn't work. Alright, let's see what Rumble bought. He bought a double amplifying term, so that's going to be early spellvamp. That's very, very safe for him. Monkey D. Luffy now holding middle lane there. I know some anime, as you can tell. While Annie went home and bought herself a, sock boots and Doran's ring. That's very nice for her there. And at the same time, bottom lane, Janna went home to buy. Doesn't look like CG had a kill. Nope. They only have 2 deaths so far. And Morgana is at 18 CS versus 22 on Rumble. So both solo lanes are still seriously hampered by the fact that they have to play against an AD support lane, which is, of course, a very, very strong lane.
Yeah, really, really tough job those 2 solo players are going to have. There's Annie in middle again, putting down a decent amount of damage. Obviously did get the stun off there, and, well, actually, we will see Galio back away from that. One's down to about half HP, pretty safe. You know, Galio that little bit stronger anyway, so we'll have to see how he handles that one. Down on the bottom lane still, we see that Ash just constantly pushing this lane, and this turret's going to go down, actually. I think it's going to be the first one to fall, because as they push the minions back, they're just constantly knocking away on the turret, and I guess another couple of minion lines, and that's going to be gone. We do see the Gangplank coming back up here once again, but will they be able to do anything? It's full HP, full mana on both of those players up at the top. We will see flashes used, all the damage coming in. In fact, there's damage onto both players. There's an Ignite out onto Kog'Maw as well. Heal couldn't come around in time, and there is another kill. Actually, Kog'Maw did get the explosion off at the end onto Gangplank, but obviously not going to get the kill. Amumu's just come down to that bottom lane, and we've not seen any ganking at all from Amumu.
He just held the lane for Morgana there. Sorry, I checked there for a second because I wasn't sure if Morgana's coin was hidden behind his, if there was a gank happening. That's why I switched to bot lane real quick, but it was just Amumu holding the lane. So yeah, he has not been very active at all. Obviously, Amumu is not a good ganker before level 6. That's one thing. Gangplank is just, you know, it's right there in his name. He can gank right away. I think it's actually Gangplank, but that's fine. Yeah, in mid lane, the game that's going on here, there you go. It's very important for Annie to actually hit her spells on Galio when he does not have his shield up. So she needs to bait out the shield and hit him when the shield is not up. And CG taking a very early dragon right now. They're all 5 there, so I don't think IG can do anything. That's the dragon already down. That was beautifully done. There's no timing, though. I have to... There you go. You're welcome. No, I'm pretty sure players can't hear us, Joe.
Yeah, they can't. We're not on speakers here, actually, so there's no danger of that unless they've got the best ears in the world somehow to do that. We are seeing Morgana coming up now. This could be interesting, but Annie is, at the moment, played fairly defensive. The Gangplank, I think, is pulling home. Yes, he's gone back. Down at the bottom, we do have now, finally, the lanes as they probably should have been from the start, which is, of course, that AD carry plus support on the bottom lane. But we'll have to see who's got the early advantage from going up on those solo lanes. Up at top, we've got Rumble pushing a little bit of damage in onto the turret. In comes Amumu, and he's going to clear out this lane pretty fast and get himself some nice experience. And he's obviously over level 6 now, so we are going to see maybe a little bit more action from Ana 2K's Amumu.
In my opinion, IG definitely have the advantage due to this unorthodox lane composition here. They got 2 ganks on top lane. Wow! Tibbers coming down. Lots of damage. Ignite is on. Black Shield. It may get her safe. And now the AoE for Tibbers finally finishes her. Beautifully done there. Perfectly done from Annie. And
can you just bring up the chat again? Was it Ash? It was Ash that typed arrow, as if you type it. Oh, by the way, hey guys, I'm just flying an arrow to mid. Bam, straight into Morgana and the kill. That was absolutely amazing.
That was beautifully done. IG are definitely with the early lead here. Like I said, if CG switched the lane, that means they were uncomfortable with the lane. And they did have 2 ganks from Gangplank that both of them caused them a death. Actually, a total of 3 deaths. So CG were like, this isn't working for us. We need to put our bot lane back on bot.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're gonna have that 2 versus 1 lane, you've got to get kills up there. Yep. Otherwise, you're gonna have a real amount of trouble. And as we saw, Gangplank early game ganks were a lot more effective, and CG have really suffered from that one. We are seeing Ash typing go now, so we are going to see the push in from Gangplank up on that top side. Janna is actually there as well. There goes the ulti, and a beautiful stun ulti there, but the flash has come around. They're not going to give up this one just yet. It's Cogmore that's taking all the damage. He is a dead man. Janna will get away from this one, as in comes the Galio ulti. Knocked away by Janna. Okay, we've lost one there, but I think a fairly decent amount. And then comes the arrow again from Ashley. Cooldown must have just finished. They need to get away from Morgana, and they've managed to get in there on Gangplank, but Morgana's not got enough up. In comes the damage, and well, Morgana will have to get away from it. Wow. But wow, I tell you what, the first of all, that Janna ulti really saving, I think, most of the team, because Galio's ulti was blown away. And that could have been a very different story. Yeah, Morgana triggering her ulti too, but then in the last second the courage just left her and she went back to her turret, breaking the one leash that she had. But Morgana still looking for trouble here. Ash is out of mana, and barely missing the black binding there, and I think Ash is gonna be fine right now. If that would have been a black binding into a pool, that could have taken Ash very, very low, possibly to within, where another dark binding would have killed her. Sorry, dark binding, not black binding. That's what it's called. Yes, get your names right. It's not like we can read them here with the Chinese client either. Yeah, nope. We have to rely on our very bad memories. Yes. Mine, at least, is very, very bad. Mine's not even. I can't even count rounds in Counter-Strike, so you know that's how good my brain is these days. Always, and I still manage to get it wrong sometimes. Anyway, we do have Gangplank up at top. I'm pretty sure Galio's already seen him there, and he's below as well. Yeah. It's dangerous position, actually. Yeah, this is a very strange position. Yeah, because what was he doing? A disconnect. Oh, he got disconnected. Okay, Gangplank disconnected. That's unfortunate, but that could be a server thing. It doesn't look like it was a crash. So and Domox is like, sorry, I thought he was just waiting there for the gank, so I thought I'd just get in. Double flashes, and Annie's like, you're not going to catch me, Amumu. I'm very sorry about that one, but I'm running down south. The problem is, Cogmore and Sona are going to come into this one. Nicely avoided the slow there, and it looks like they're going to drop Tipper straight down, and Annie's turned that what should have been a death into a kill there for IG. Absolutely amazing stuff, and we are going to see them back away to the safety of their tower. And I tell you what, Annie, man of the match so far. That was brilliant. And look at her, she's actually running. Yeah, she's just running Flash and Ignite. She's not running a Ghost. I wonder how she got down there that quickly. But yeah, that was some very, very quick running. Beautiful play from Cogmore. Tried to keep her at bay with the slow. It. But she dodged it perfectly. It's like, oh yeah, I can see that coming. I'll dodge it in the last second. That's fine. That's not a problem. But that Annie is definitely scary. Let's see, that's Whites. Yes, IG Whites. All right, Gangplank is back. So it was not a crash. It was just a disconnect. It's not optimal, but at least I'm not very scared. So that's good. Yep, so far. Gangplank is coming top again. He's coming through the tri-bush. Actually, he just watered the tri-bush. Now he's coming through it. Galio needs to be careful right now. He's about half already, and he's fighting. That was not the right decision. He's caught double argument. It's going very low, and that's definitely a dead Galio right there. 8-2 right now, the kills for Team IG. That's Invictus Gaming. And I would have to say they are making quite an impression on me right here, Joe. Yeah, so far they've shown us some very, very nice stuff. Of course, IG are the Chinese team in this matchup, CG from Hong Kong. So these local Chinese teams, we didn't know all that much about them. And, well, IG looking very good. They're actually speaking English in chat, so I'm not sure if they have some Hong Kong-based players who maybe don't speak Chinese, which is why they're using chat a lot more. I'm not sure about that one. I'd have to ask, but I know one of the IG players does speak amazingly good English. He was talking to Carmack earlier, and that kind of surprised me because whilst you do get a lot of English in China, never really at that level. But anyway, we could see a dragon coming in the thing is, IG have spotted it as that clairvoyance goes down there off towards the tri-bush. We are going to see IG getting in position. There is a ward in that bush. Galio is completely out of position, but he is Galio, so he's going to get through from that one. Dragon is still not taken down. We are going to see the flashing from Galio. Ulti comes out as well, and actually Gangplank somehow getting away, and look at that for crowd control. There go the ult. Wow. How? Why? How? What? What is? What?
Yeah, I don't know either. No one's dying. I will keep waiting for the deaths.
What?
There they are. I can't believe this. This was perfect. This was Galio Morgana out exactly like they planned, and no deaths.
What, they stop? Why did they not focus? Why did they? How did they not? Oh my god! I can't believe Gangplank got away from that one. Really?
Me neither. I was actually waiting for you to explain it to me, and no explanation was forthcoming.
They just stopped focusing him.
Yeah.
As though he was dead already. I don't know. That was a weird little situation.
Well, he's a ghost, so.
Yeah, maybe they were like, oh yeah, he's just a ghost now, so we have to stop. Nope. Yeah, but I mean, all credit to IG for getting themselves out of that situation and picking up a kill from it.
Yeah, I kept waiting for the kill callouts to appear on the right-hand side of the screen. It was like, nothing's happening. We're still 8-2, and then it was 10-2 after the game. Looking really good for IG right now. CG actually have their second dragon, so that's pretty good for them. But if they keep falling behind in kills like that, I'm not sure how much longer they can actually just coast by on dragons. Now IG stealing the enemy red. I don't think that CG saw it, and there it goes to Gangplank. That's well done there. Oh, but Galio is getting in position right now. Does he know they're there? No, he did not. Taking a little bit of damage, but should be fine now. Okay. All right, did we just get some new information there?
Not particularly.
Nothing interesting. Oh, okay,
just actually to do with after the match. So.
All right, that's fine.
No worries with that one.
Very good. Galio still hasn't really built that tanky. He's probably going to turn this into a Banshee's Veil sometime soon. But for now, he's just interested in the lane phase. He's just working on keeping his mana up so he can do exactly this, which is just farm like crazy. Let's have a quick look at the CS then. 123 on Ashe and 124 on Annie. That's very good. 130 on Kog'Maw. So even though he died so many times, he's still the highest farmed. But both Galio and Amumu are actually... Wow, Morgana is way behind. Look at that. I actually read out Amumu's kills because he was the third highest in the team. And it's higher than Morgana. That's just bad for Morgana. So Annie does have ultimate. You can look at your team frame here. The person who asked, oh, shoot, we missed another kill on Kog'Maw there. That must have been... No, Annie still has a stun up, so it must have been probably an arrow from Ashe. So yeah, Annie does have a stun up. Somebody asked in chat.
Yeah. I remember a thread a while ago on the forums where someone said, what did you learn only when you were level 30? And that was one of them, the little green buttons by the player portraits shows that their ulti is up.
Yes, exactly. And
but it's weird that they're teammates and he's asking, Annie, do you have your ulti up? Like, who does that when your team?
Maybe, Joe, maybe they're doing
maybe
it for
they're
us.
just a stand-in, or I don't know. I'm interested to find that one out.
We'll talk to the teams after the game, I'd say. Yeah, we'll find out. Annie still has her ultimate up. Blue is down currently. Not sure who has it. Oh, very beautiful there on Janna. Just blown up in one combo. And that should be definitely the death cap for Annie. And that means Annie is going to get a lot scarier.
Yeah, she's already done an amazing, amazing job. Has whites on Annie so far. They're blue. That's what they're going to go for. That's the next choice. I guess that'll be... going over to Annie as well, just so she can be even stronger than she already is.
That's the enemy blue too they're taking there. Good exchange their top lane, but nothing's going to happen there. Morgana is safe. And yep, Annie has the enemy blue. Their blue is currently, not sure who it is on. Probably was on Annie and they refreshed, I don't know. All come, I have arrow. So I don't know why they're talking in text chat. It's really, really strange. You never see this, but it's good for us because it gives us some insight into the thought processes behind the teams.
Yeah, really great to see. And actually, we're getting a bit of pressure onto Kog'Maw. Yeah, Gangplank, I was going to say, probably needs to get in there, one hit, and then go away. I guess his bottom turret is going to be pushed a little bit further. Nope, they're going back home. And you saw Kog'Maw actually coming back into this lane there. I think they really wanted to make sure that they got that one covered. But let's see what Ashe has gone home and bought, because there was...
Bloodthirster.
Yeah, okay, Bloodthirster already up. Brutalizer from earlier, a couple of Doran's Blades as well. So... this Ashe is going to be very, very... And it's weird that Ash is talking in English. Oh, this is going to be surely a kill, an easy, fast kill. Onto a Mumu. Actually, he's managed to flash himself away, but not for long enough. And again, it's Annie to pick up the kill. What's her score right now? I actually am not in the game on my client because of the Chinese one. 5-0-3.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
that Annie is fed.
Yeah, that's the pings on Baron, and they're now going to take Baron easily enough. I don't think CG can do anything to it, unless they actually get the AoE combo in the Baron pit, but I don't think they can do it without Amumu. The sounds, the Chinese rumble sounds are amazing. Yeah, he laughs a lot.
He's going to finish that one off.
Yeah,
and
easy enough.
The thing is, Whites is so scary now that they need to be very careful. There goes the combo onto Galio, who obviously is definitely not the prime target in a fight like that, but they've taken him down to half HP. Sonner's got so little health remaining. Oh, that was to be very close there from Ash of connecting, almost spraying him down, but unfortunately just out of range. But IG now with Baron on. Yeah. They're gonna push this one surely.
This is gonna be a short game, Joe. And like we said, CG have an amazing AoE combo, but they need to play perfectly. They cannot make a single mistake, and they've made more than one mistake. Got caught a couple of times. So even in the Dragon fight, when they got their ultis together, it didn't net them a single kill. It's 13-2 right now. There's a Dragon going to IG as well. I don't see what CG can be doing at this point, but with that sort of AoE combo, just one fight where everything goes right, where maybe Annie dies in the beginning, would be enough. Annies usually tend to build Rod of Ages first. We don't see that on this Annie at all. She just goes
We don't need no health.
Yeah, exactly. But that means if they actually get everything on her properly, they could potentially kill her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a little less safe. Obviously, going early as she could for that death cap. Got a couple of Doran's Blades, so not completely without any kind of health bonuses. We saw there Ash up at top. Is going to be able to put enough pressure out onto a Mumu. Can continue to just chip away, and of course does have that Bloodthirster as well, although she won't be able to tank the damage from the tower, getting a little bit confident there.
That's fine. Bloodthirster should be almost full right now. Let me see if we can actually see that. Yep, plus 15, that means it is indeed full. Yes, it is. So the Bloodthirster is full right now. That means Ash is ready to fight and probably itching for a fight as well. Rumble should not go in by himself, obviously. And that's another level that I just got there for free. And that, what is that Cockmore doing? Look at that. Is he going to go for an Infinity Edge? Wow, that is strange. In a game where you're so far behind, you don't want to build the most expensive AD item in the game. But, you know, he probably knows what he's doing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's going to be too little too late. You've got a massively fed team. The scoreline's 13-2, and they're just going to knock these towers straight out of there. They've got Baron buff on, which has still got a decent amount of time left to run. There goes the initiation arrow, and unfortunately, it went in onto a shielded Morgana, which wasn't the best of of choices. Maybe a little bit of a waste there for Ash, but I don't know. They're so strong at the moment that I don't know what they can do against this one, CG. Ooh. Oh, and there goes the flash in from Annie. Ultimate actually came out from Rumble. There's the Gangplank ulti. We are going to see a dead Sona here very, very shortly. Galio was disconnected, I think, there, actually.
Yeah, he just disconnected there. That's unfortunate. We're going to have to look at what's going on with the service after this game, but I don't think it would have mattered at this point. I mean, we did have a disconnection earlier for IG as well, and they still won easily enough. And he's back right now. Don't think there's anything that CG can do at this point anymore. Annie just flashed in all by herself, killed Cogmore completely by herself. He was standing way too far ahead, so I think that's an inhib, and that's probably going to be game.
Yeah, this should be game here. They've got how many minions? Decent amount. They probably just go straight down towards this middle lane now. I'm surprised that they don't even bother just tanking the tower, to be honest. That's how far ahead they are in this one, but I guess they want to play safe, get this first win on the board, because coming up next they're going to be playing eHome, a big name in Chinese, in the Chinese MOBA genre. Yeah. They do have an amazing Dota team. It'll be interesting to see how they do. And I don't know, after this game, maybe we switch schedule, because we were talking about doing CG versus SK next. It might be nice to see how SK are playing, just to do their game. On the other hand, eHome versus IG might be an absolute cracker of a game.
Exactly, because that seem to be the two Chinese teams that have the biggest chance of coming out, well, the two Asian teams that have the biggest chance of coming out ahead of this group. And let's just see how SK play against eHome. I mean, if SK lose against eHome, then
yeah.
then it doesn't matter which game we watch. They're both going to be very interesting. We'll just have to see. But obviously, we both, being the Westerners, we assume SK are going to win against eHome, and that may just be a very faulty assumption.
Could be. We're going to have to find that one out there. And that'd be a massive turn up for the Bucks, because obviously eHome weren't even supposed to be here.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have bid the game in from the Philippines. Unfortunately, they failed in getting visas, because they apparently can get them like on the door, so to speak, here in China. But it was a public holiday, which they failed to, research, I guess. Here we go. Arrow again in onto that Morgana shield.
Yep, that's perfect timing from Morgana. Very, very calm there. Does not hit a player with the binding, unfortunately. They're looking, of course, for that combo, but Kog'Maw isn't there right now to do the damage during the AoE CCs. Kog'Maw is going to be there any moment now, and Janna is not around to disengage. So if CG get a good engage right now, who's not going to happen, I don't think. What is Janna doing? Is she just clearing wards while the rest of her team is 4v5 pushing? It looks like it. That is rather confident, I'd say. But yeah. CG can't find that initiation that they're looking for, even though they have a perfectly positioned ward there. Now IG are going for that middle tower, actually tanking it. No, they're not tanking it. There's the minions. There's the... Oh, not quite. Oh, beautiful flash into an AoE. And there is the Rumble and Gangplank ultis. There's a good ultimate there from Galio, actually getting a couple of kills, and he falls. And this could be a turnaround for CG. We were completely discarding them at this point, but look at that. Rumble goes down as well. That looked really good for CG, I have to say. And
yeah,
that was all Amumu flashing in and putting his ulti down. Yeah, you're right. It's probably didn't turn the game around, but it showed that they still have a chance if IG are as, let's say, confident as they were and just running around all split up like that. CG still know what they're doing. Oh, good arrow in there. Do they have the damage to actually kill Kog'Maw? Oh, so much damage on Kog'Maw. But Pirate has to be careful as well. Amumu tanking the tower, that's the one they want, tanking the tower. Oh, Kog'Maw, be careful, one more attack, and there you go.
That was very, very reckless. He's going to try and get in there. Ooh, Gangplank, jeez. But look at this, Ash is like slow, you're not getting away. And I have to credit IG there again, because it was a 3-on-2, and that's why I was, my real point was, there's still an Ash and a Gangplank alive, and between them they can be so very dangerous when you think, okay, we can push this one, no problem, but obviously not. And now it's IG who are actually pushing in there, looking for this tower kill, which they're going to do. Surely the inhibitor will go down as well. We're going to have super minions pouring in from the top lane super minions. In fact, the top lane super minions already not chipping away on the tower, right?
Yeah, indeed.
In fact, it's almost down.
Wow. And I just want to point out real quick what gave them that kill on Amumu there was Shirelia and E from Gangplank. Both of the movement speed affecting buffs, and they just got Janna in range for that slow on Amumu, and that led to the kill. So that was beautifully played there. Gangplank, a jungle Gangplank in Europe would mostly be building very, very aggressive after his Lantern, but this jungle Gangplank actually building a Shirelia's first, which is a very, very strong team item, and that was just proven there. That could have been an Amumu getting away, but thanks to the Shirelia, they turned it into a kill.
And we are going to see with this Baron now, I guess, a cleanup of the jungle for IG. Why not, before they go for this extra plus? Finally, that top line of minions, super minions, has been dealt with. Luckily for them, those towers actually regen, albeit a little bit slowly. But we are going to see the full push coming in. And I think, oh, Morgana. She's going to make it away, I think. No! Ulti from Gangplank, she's dead. No question about that one. And that was a super risky move from Morgana. And that's not the thing you need when you're at this stage of the game, and it's looking like defeat is inevitable now for CG. And here we go. Look, Ash going to focus in a little bit onto that Kog'Maw. The inhibitor is back up. There goes the ice arrow from Ash, and they're actually just going to back away from this one. The rest of IG are coming in from a further south position. Then there's the flash Annie again. So ridiculous. Annie shouldn't be allowed to have flash.
Yeah, it's just scary. And that's going to be the third inhibitor. Actually, Ash taking down that inhibitor that respawned. Should be able to do it by herself easily enough. Yeah, Galio and Sona can't even think about going there. And that's all three inhibs down any moment now. And that's definitely going to be game in favor of IG here.
If you turn this one around, then you're something special.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't really see that one happening. Obviously, we're going to have all those three super minions running in from every single lane. This first turret is going to go down, second one will follow, and the Nexus is not so far behind. Either there goes the arrow from Ashen again. Seems to be a little bit magnetized towards the Morgana. Actually, Galio ulti going off. I'm not sure why they're not just knocking away this Nexus. I mean, there's 2 super minions there anyway, and that will be the GG, and it is going to go to IG. Invictus Gaming picking up match number 1 and their first win of the group stage here. And, well, absolutely amazing, amazing play, Daniel. We've seen some great stuff from them throughout this one. And I'm impressed.
Done, yeah.
I'm impressed.
Like we said, it was risky on CG side to do the full AoE comp that we saw them do. I love that kind of comp because if it works, it's so exciting to cast and to watch, but it's a huge risk. As we saw in this game, IG just played straightforward, just said, we are not going to take any risks, we're just going to play as strongly as we possibly can, win the laning phase, and what are you going to do? You're going to have 4 very underpowered AoEs, and as we saw in the Dragon fight, they were just not enough to get a single kill for them there. That was a very clear game in favor of IG, and I have to say they are looking very, very strong here. I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah. I want to show the post-game screen, but first minimize your Skype because I don't want to, you know.
Yes, that's very good of you. Thank you.
I don't want you to do something which I seem to do a hell of a lot and give my Skype details to the world. So here we go then. This is the post-game screen. Observer 3 obviously was you, Timo, topping the team like a boss.
Yeah, we were in the last position, but I think because there were reconnects, we got switched to the first position. That's unfortunate. Like that. So we're not going to have the full after game stats, unfortunately, but, well, I think we're seeing enough here.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, Ash 713, Annie 913, Rumble 318, Janna 0211. That's a great performance from Janna. We saw some very important ultis breaking out there as well. On the other team, 273 for Cosmo, 232 for a Morgana, which didn't really get started.
Nope.
I think that initial lane phase really, really shook the Morgana from CG. I mean, you're never going to have a good time with Morgana against Ashe and Janna on a bottom lane when you're solo anyway. Amumu, again, didn't impress me. 1, 2, 3. Obviously, his ganks before level 6 are, like, pointless anyway. But even when we saw him get to level 6, I think he was a little bit too far behind that Gangplank who had been ganking, and getting kills in there as well. Unfortunately, we can't see Gangplank score, but I guess it was pretty good anyway. And obviously, Galio 1-4-4, so didn't exactly work out perfect there. So, yeah, that's the first game of the day out of the way, and, you know, fairly without incident, which is encouraging signs for the rest of it. CG are actually having a post-match huddle now, having a bit of a talk about the game itself and, you know, how it went. And more importantly, maybe how they're going to go up against SK Gaming, obviously one of the favourites of the tournament, without a doubt. A team which in Europe are doing so well online. They seem to be qualified for everything right now. We're going to have to see how they go in that one. We will be waiting for the next game, or the game which right now is still going on, which is eHome versus SK Gaming. They're actually playing right now. Obviously, we can't just jump in there, so we have to wait for that one to finish before we move on to the next game. We did plan to do CG versus SK, but I guess we may change that depending exactly how the results were of the CG, of the eHome versus SK game, to try and bring you that more exciting game, which right now looking like it could be IG versus eHome. You know, the two Asian teams going up against each other. But we will figure that out here in a little bit of a break that we're going to have. And, yeah, we shall see you soon. Don't go anywhere. Game 2 will be coming up, hopefully within 15-20 minutes, I should imagine.
All right, see ya.